Just 2 days following our progression into one cup final, Chelsea have a chance to progress one step closer to another as they welcome Aston Villa to the bridge. Before we begin, as always, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. The Blues are on cloud 9 after taking Middlesbrough for 6 this past Tuesday evening. Chelsea saw themselves overcome a 1-0 deficit in order to make it to a record extending 18th cup final since the turn of the millennium. Aston Villa come into this fixture hoping to end Chelsea's unbeaten home record of 9 games currently. Coincidentally, Villa have won the last 2 matches at Stamford Bridge when visiting, scoring 3 whilst maintaining clean sheets in both. Before then, Villa hadn't won any away from home against the Blues since 2011. Late goals from Petrov and Darren Bent gave them a 3-1 victory following a Drogba penalty earlier on in the game. 2 meetings later, Chelsea would beat them 8-0 at the Bridge, which doesn't really matter, but I thought everyone remembers that game. Do you know what I'm saying? Aston Villa's record in the FA Cup is woeful, to say the least. Their win earlier this month against Middlesbrough, coincidentally, was their first since 2016, where they would beat Wycombe Wanderers. 8 consecutive losses later, and here they are. Having scored 5 in that time whilst conceding 21, with their most recent defeat coming against Stevenage last season. Villa's current form lately, however, has definitely declined from earlier in the season, but they do still hold a 4th place position in the league, 12 points above us. Many people seem to believe that their main focus will be solely on getting European football because of how high they are still currently in the Premier League, but European football is the target for next season, the big one. But for me, rest assured, I think personally that they will be throwing everything at this game. When meeting in the FA Cup, Villa have a really good record. At least they did in the early days, winning the first 5 fixtures out of the total 9. It all started well until about 1987. A 2-2 draw would be finalised in a replay where Chelsea would come away 2-1 victors. Since then, they have faced one another twice. A 1-0 win for Chelsea in May of 2000, followed by a 3-0 win for Chelsea 10 years later. It's now been nearly 14 years since the last time we faced each other, and with Villa likely in the form of their lives, it may be a better time than ever for them to register an FA Cup triumph over the Blues for the first time in nearly, over 60 years. 60 years. You know I love my numbers when it comes to this sort of thing. 60 years it's been, and you know full well how it's gonna go. Team news, and Chelsea are now once again with Christopher Nkunku, who returned to first team training alongside Malo Gusto. Whether either of them will play remains a mystery. Besides that, I see no reason as to why we wouldn't field the same lineup as we did on Tuesday. Perhaps Chilwell will get some rest once again after the amount of time he did play against Middlesbrough, but I expect to see him start nonetheless. It's the same for all the players, really. Even Sterling, but that said, I wouldn't mind seeing Madueke. I kind of see it being Petrovic, Disasi, Silva, Colwill, Chilwell, the same back 4. Caicedo maybe resting Enzo, I don't know. Because we do obviously have Liverpool coming up next in our game on Wednesday. Maybe Gallagher starts, who knows? I posted on Twitter saying that, people hating on him, trying to be like the new Mason Mount sort of hate. Like everyone was hating on Mason Mount, or a certain selection of people were. And now Gallagher is like the next person who they're hating on for seemingly no reason for that matter. Whether or not it's just because, I don't know, he's a bit of a loose cannon, or he just seems to run around like the way he does, and Gal Dog and all that, everything else. I don't know. Maybe he's not everyone's cup of tea. Personally, I want him at Chelsea. I think he's definitely got a future with the club if he manages to stay. If we don't sell him, but with a week or so, not even a week, but a few days left in the transfer window, it's unlikely that we're going to be seeing him leaving in January window, which would be absurd, by the way, if we did. Sterling, I reckon, starts none. Nevertheless, I think Mudryk, again. Mudryk, we need to start seeing consistency both from Pochettino, but more importantly from Mudryk. Pochettino doesn't give him enough game time, and when he does play, he takes him off after an hour, which, I mean, is he fit enough? Is he not fit enough? If he's playing shite, maybe being a part of that 6-1 winning team might have done him some good if he'd stayed on the whole time. Who knows? But I do see Mudryk getting dropped. Palmer in the number 10. Madueke on the right would be nice. But again, if we did see Mudryk and Sterling on the wings, I wouldn't be upset. Breuer up top purely because I don't think we have much else going for us unless we play Washington. But goal scoring potential, and whilst we did put 6 goals past Middlesbrough on Tuesday, Breuer wasn't much of an impact player. So what the plan is there, I'm unsure. He obviously had some involvement to a degree, like his presence was there for the first goal, the own goal. I mean, I'm sure if that guy hadn't scored the own goal, Breuer would have put it in. You would hope, at least. But even still, yeah, without Nicholas Jackson, we've still got the Benzema rumours, we've still got the Osimhen rumours, but the Osimhen rumours won't matter until the summer at the very least. Benzema, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Would you? It's going to be a bit of a late one at this point. 6-month contract, maybe. But yeah, it's getting a bit late in the transfer window, is it not, for something to happen? But you never know. You never know. Deadline day and all that good stuff, which I will be doing a stream for probably. We'll see. Predictions-wise, and hey, listen, Aston Villa have kept a clean sheet against us at Stamford Bridge in the last 3 visits. So priority number 1 is getting at least 1 past them, which is the name of the game, is to score goals. Form, confidence, history, it's all involved in this fixture. So it's going to be a really tough one if you ask me. That said, if the prospect of a second Wembley visit doesn't put a spring in these players' step, then I don't know what will. We've not got much else going for us. We've got the Carabao Cup final, against Liverpool. We've got this is our last hope of getting maybe even a double. If we got a double in this season of all seasons, outrageous, but wishful thinking nonetheless. Obviously, we can get European football from if we win in the Carabao Cup final, but that assumes that we're going to be winning the Carabao Cup final, which I don't think a lot of people will be confident in. But all the same, I think this ends a draw with it going to a replay, if you ask me. It's going to be so tight. So tight. Really, really tight. Let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.